And so you're often encouraged to pursue that thing that you're passionate about. Make sure that you're pursuing the thing you're passionate about. What do you do when somebody's pursuing their passion and nothing's opening up for them?
Well, another thing, I focused on the external world, the people who are in charge of admissions or the people who are in charge of hiring and so forth. Their objective feedback is important. But also, before you bang your head against that wall for years, one of the things in the multitude of counselors, it says in Scripture, there's wisdom. So you're going to pursue your dreams no matter what. What does your mom think? What does your dad think? What do your best friends think? What do the people who really know you think? And why do they think it? So if you go to a counselor, a careers counselor, a Christian careers counselor, and he knows this business, he will say, why do you think you're fitted for this calling? What is your training? How have you done? What's your track record thus far? And then he's going to say, what does your wife think? Or what is your, what do the people close to you think? What sort of letters of recommendation would you get from the people who know you? Are they for it or against it? Well, they're all against it. And then the career counselor would say, and could you give me, pretend like you're them for a minute. If they were here and I were to ask them, why are you against it? What would they say? Can you articulate accurately and fairly, without spin, what the critics are saying?
Are you able to really hear what their concerns are?
Yeah. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Right? Now, there are times when the person, in order to, some executive, I've forgotten his name, he was the head of Texas Instruments, once said, nothing was ever accomplished by a reasonable man.
All right.
And so it's true that some of the great achievements in human history have been accomplished with a crowd of people saying, you're crazy,
right.
he's not going to make it. But we don't want to affirm the consequent, because also, for every person who succeeds against all odds, with people saying he's nuts,
right.
there are 10,000 people who fail, and everybody
thus the odds.
Thus the odds. Yeah.
Yeah.
The people around you think what they think for a reason. So what you owe them is to understand their concerns accurately. Have you heard them? So if you hear them, and you could be the advocate of the position, their concerns, and you've heard them out, and God really is leading you and prompting you, and an opening comes up, then go for it. But go for it, provided there's no rank disobedience or anything like that.
Now, in the earlier definition you gave for the sort of Protestant work ethic and this Protestant Reformation idea of a vocation, it was the idea that all lawful jobs are callings from God. But in that definition, there wasn't any additional element of, and you're also needing to be passionate about it. It seems like in that initial Protestant definition, your enthusiasm for your particular career choice wasn't a necessary element to call it a calling.
Actually, there's an important point there, because there was a Puritan fellow who said, with regard to courtship, a man must choose his love, and then he must love his choice. So I would say that there's a cart and horse thing in the Reformation era. If you teach the doctrine of vocation, people will become passionate about it. And the secular sacred divide, unless it's a glaring misfit, right? If you teach the secular sacred divide, then you're breeding discontent among people who want to be full-time Christians, want to be real Christians, but they can't get in the seminary, or they can't get away from the job. But if you have a church where the people are encouraged regularly, when as Martin Luther said, when the milkmaid milks the cows, God Himself is milking the cow. This is how God works. If the people are fed and encouraged, God is changing the diaper through you. God is washing the dishes through you. God is serving these people, giving cups of cold water. If people are taught that way, they will become passionate about what they're doing, and then when they do that, they're going to excel in what they do.
Right.
And when they excel, it's going to become recognized. It says in Proverbs, "Do you see a man who excels in his work? he will stand before kings. And so you have this burst, this flowering of craft competence and excellence. Mm-hmm. So we tend to want the mystic fire to fall first. Right. And then I go do it, and then I achieve my dreams. I fulfill my dreams. Rather than saying, I'm not in a position to know what my dreams ought to be just yet. I just want to be faithful with the day ahead of me, and work hard in what has been assigned to me this day, and expect to become increasingly passionate about it.
Okay.